何ですか、シェファード。歴史的大発見って。
まあ、ご覧ください。
まあ、すごい。あら、動いた。この機械生きてるの？
おお、サニス様、あまり近づかれては危険です。
大丈夫よ、バーリー。私、サニスよ。よろしくね。
さにす。
あら、でもこの機械壊れてるんじゃございません？なんだか動きが変ですわ。
ほんと、かわいそうに。そうだ、修理してあげましょう。
またまたサニスったら冗談を。
サニス様とお呼びなさい。サニス様、魔法で治るものならともかく、このような機械の修理、我が国では無理ですわ。
さよう、我々にはどうしようもありませんな。
だってこの方ボロボロよ。痛そうじゃないの。
機械ですから痛くはないと。
とにかく放っておけないわ。女王になる者は優しくあれと、お母様のお教えですもの。ねえ、直してあげましょうよ、シェファード、ウィンストン。ね、みんなも協力してちょうだい。
と言われましても。
わかりました。できる限りやってみましょう。
さすがアグネス殿。
あなたも手伝うのですよ、ポールソン。
じゃあ今日の授業はなしね。それならいいよ。
及ばずながらわしでできることなら。
それでいいんですか、皆さん。
ありがとう、みんな。やっぱり頼りになるわ。ではよろしくね。
承知いたしました、サニス様。やれやれ、結局みんなサニス様には甘いんだから。
Okay, so just now, the machinery that they discovered, Sanneth introduces herself, and it's just able to say her name back to her. Basically, it's broken. Because Tradnoa isn't that technologically advanced, they're a magical kingdom. They don't know that they can do that much to repair it, but they decide that they'll try their best to repair it in the meantime. So I'm just saving here, and we got a new general at the end of the last chapter, and that's Platt, this guy. He joined us in the village south of our capital. I had Agnes positioned there, and she has intelligence over 70, so sometimes she can pick up people there. This is a medal that we got for a victory against an enemy general. Each time you win against enemy general, you'll get one more medal, which you can grant to any of your generals for any of their troop types to increase their troop count by 1. Here I'm using Winston to build up the castle that he's in, so now the silver castle is level 2. Now I'm gonna give this medal to Sanneth, and I have to choose between mage and monk, so I'm giving her an extra mage. So now she can have a total of 30 mages and 30 monks, and so 60 troops altogether. And Platt's units are battle elves and horsemen. So, and he starts at level 5, so quite useful. Okay, so let's go back out to the field. Now, this turn, you're basically waiting for the repairs to be finished on Kathmandu. So there's not a lot you can do outside of your kingdom, especially since the castle with 3 level 20 guys is still just outside your kingdom, blocking the only exit. So I'm bringing Agnes with her newly recruited Platt back. I'm going to refill these troops. If you notice, the second 20 for mage was white there for a second. That means that it's not the maximum it can possibly be. So you need to change the number of units that your generals have can have as a maximum before you can actually, refill those units. You can change the type of units that your generals have to an extent. Certain types of general can't take certain types of unit, but as long as they are allowed to have a certain type of unit but they don't start with that unit, you have to find another kind of special medal, for example the Horseman, the Knight's medal, and then you can use it during your domestic affairs phase to give them a new unit type if you wish. So here, because we can't do much outside of our kingdom while we're waiting to repair Kathmandu, who incidentally is the name of the robot just now, I'm going back to the cave. We don't have to do this. There are caves throughout Legendra, and the purpose of fighting in the caves is, aside from grinding, which you can do since they continue indefinitely, each time you defeat a general, it's always these Doguru guys. Each time you defeat one, you can choose to either leave the cave or go down to the next level and fight again, and they get progressively harder. But the reason that you will want to fight in these caves, other than just leveling up, is that you can get materials for your research to make new equipment. So here we have Platt for the first time. He has Battle Elves and Knights, so he's a nice change from the units we've seen so far. Let me just look up his little biography. It's here somewhere. Okay, Platt. His class is an archer. His alignment is wood. His starting level is 5. He's 20 years old. He's male. He's human. And his birthplace is Tradnoa. And then his little background is that he was born in a small village in the northern part of Tradnoa. But because he wasn't able to use magic very proficiently, he couldn't get very far in Tradnoa. He decided to set out on a journey to find somewhere else to live. Which is probably why we found him in that village about to leave Tradnoa. But luckily we recruited him. So just now he used his ability, which was Flame Cannon, which is very similar to Sanneth's Water Ball, but a fire element spell. Okay, we're not doing too great here. Platt's lost all of his units, but that's to be expected considering the handicap he went in with. So Platt's pretty cool. He has a sword and he also has a bow. Here I'm just using Platt to basically whittle down the enemy's troops. I don't expect him to win here. If he doesn't make it to the timeout without dying, I would have him retreat. But better than having him retreat is to have to get things to a draw, because that way it doesn't count as a loss. It doesn't really matter how many losses you stack up in your records for your generals, but if you're a perfectionist like me, you try not to. Here, Winston actually elects to go into battle ahead of anyone else. When this happens, you can either allow them to join the battle, or you can deny their request. With units like Winston, who are your starting units, who can't defect, they're 100% loyal, regardless of what you do to them. Like if they lose all the time, if you never give them medals, they'll always, because they're story characters, they'll always stay loyal to your kingdom. But other characters that you recruit, for example like Platt, if for example he were to win lots of battles, and I never granted him any medals, and if he requested to go first and I said no, they can sometimes get so annoyed with your monarch that they'll actually defect. They'll just leave your side. So that's something to keep in mind. Let me find Winston's little biography thing. Okay, Winston. His class is a knight. His element is water. His starting level is 3. His age is 28. He's male, he's human, and he was born in Tradnoa. He is a brave and loyal knight, and who Sanneth looks up to. He's everyone's idol, but he doesn't act proud about it. He views Sanneth as a child, so he doesn't notice her feelings for him. Which is probably a good thing, because Sanneth is, I think, 15 at the moment. So, Winston has Water Ball, which is the same base level spell that Sanneth has. The good thing about Winston at this stage in the game is that, as you can see, we've managed to cleave through all of the enemy demon units, and that's because horsemen, the knights, are actually one of the few units that aren't terrible against the demon type units. In this game, all units have certain units that they're very good against, bad against, and terrible against, giving them either the advantage or the disadvantage. And as I said before, Doggle, the demon units, don't have much that they're weak against, but luckily Horseman is one of the few units that are actually fairly effective against them. So where you can, if you know that you're going to be going into the caves or fighting a lot of the ghoul units, it's a good idea to bring a general who has Horsemen. Or you can do the mage camping trick, which is still going strong since Dragon Force 1, which is to camp your mages or battle elves, any ranged unit, just where your general, where the enemy general can't hit you. But we ran out of time. So since we want to level up Sanneth as quickly as possible, we'll bring her in to finish this guy off. And if we want to just quickly see Sanneth's biography, we have, let me see, Sanneth. Her job is a mage. Her element is light. She starts at level 1. She's 15, a girl, human, and was born in Tradnoa. And then we know her history, because we know that she's searching for her father. You should keep an eye out on Sanneth's sprite of her general at the moment, because her sprite will actually change in a little bit. Okay, for defeating this level of the cave, we got a robot warrior or a puppet warrior kit. And we're continuing down to the next level, so we have to fight another unit. And I'm bringing Barley in this time. So let me just find Barley's biography. I'm putting the monks out first since I'm bound to lose all of my units anyway. I'm going to send the monks back so that Barley can, in a sense, protect them, and they can hopefully pick out as many of the enemy units as possible